Hello, welcome back to another episode of Two Dudes Drinking Beer. My name is Josh.
My name is Alec.
We're sticking with this background music today because Alec's not feeling too well.
I got my COVID shot, my second dose.
We need something to carry the show.
And it's dragging me down with it.
So he's also not drinking.
I'm also not able to drink for 72 hours.
Because his nurse said so.
My nurse. I'm pretty sure they're all doctors, to be honest.
Who knows? But today I'm drinking One Night with Nora.
Nora, you whore.
It's got some dude looking at a leg.
Oh, he's dead.
Oh, he is?
Yeah. He got blood on his shit.
He's in a bathtub. That
She
just
killed
looks
his
like
ass.
a tie.
It's a paperback novel about we should do yeah, I'll look it up.
It does say paperback right
One
there.
Night with Nora.
It's a blonde ale. What does a nurse know? Nothing. Nurses don't know shit.
Nurses don't know dick. One Night with Nora book. Is it called a synopsis? Synopsis.
Yeah. Meanwhile,
Okay.
the 2DDBFFOTD, the fun fact of the day, the bean out of the butthole, is that your eyes produce a teaspoon of tears every hour.
Damn. A spoonful of sugar makes the medicine go down. Waking up to find a scantily clad dead woman in your bed is a staple of detective fiction. In this Mike Shane mystery, Halliday, the original Brett Halliday dresser, twists the staple of detection fiction around and has Shane wake up with an unknown naked woman entering his room. I drink the tears of my enemies too.
That's how you do it.
That's how you stay alive. That's how I look so young. I'm actually 300 years old. 7 viewers, poggers. Well, I'm going to say I'm sorry in advance because I feel like shit and I don't have any energy, so...
Ghost Hand, what's up?
What up, Ghost Hand? How's it
Noir
going, bro?
fiction is great.
I got no energy, and it's probably going to be a short show, but...
Well, you get an hour minimum.
I'll do the best I can, just because I feel like fucking cock and balls, and...
Cock and ball torture? CBT?
I was telling Josh, the only way to describe it is like, I feel like the shots triggered such a huge immune response in my body, and my whole left arm is like puffy down here in the back, and it hurts to move it like even a little bit, and it feels like it's just got like such a big immune response going on right now that my body's like just tired. I woke up this morning and I haven't been sick all year since coronavirus pandemic and all that, but I woke up and I felt like it was so weird. I felt like I just got better from being sick. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, and I've always been fully gay. It's been great for a long time.
The beer itself is pretty good. It tastes like bananas for some reason.
Does it really?
Yeah, it's a blonde ale. It tastes
Does it
like
have
bananas.
its skin on or off?
Little bits of skin might still be there, but it's mostly off. So that is kind of concerning because it's a blonde ale. So, I mean, it can taste like stuff, but it doesn't say anywhere that it tastes like bananas.
Yeah, it's very. I mean, I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. It's yellow, but they should say banana somewhere.
Hey, I'm here for it. I like it.
Cool. Big gay night out. Yeah. I won't be having a night out for a little while. At least until my fucking...
days.
Yeah, at least until my shit's better. I really feel like just drained of energy. Like, it's the craziest thing. I had like a crazy dream about it too. I was getting like chills and shit. But it was insane.
On some long bus rides.
What's
12 hours? 12 hours of bus drive this weekend?
Damn. Shit, man. Why did you have to take the bus? And why so long? Where'd you go? Who'd you see? What'd you do?
Through Brazil.
Was there a dental emergency?
A conference? No. I had
I'm not allowed to drink beer.
have some wacky dreams, lucid dreams.
Yeah.
I had a weird dream last night.
Tell me about it.
So like it was my family and we're on a vacation, but it was in like, think of like a tropical area, but also like ever played like a Call of Duty or like a war game that's in like Iraq or like fictional Iraq.
Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
like the back alleys are super dusty and whatnot.
Mm-hmm. Dogs everywhere.
It was like that. Like we were in this alleyway / like, think of the parking lot for the Hawaiian barbecue place that we go to.
Yeah, okay. Like LA
like
shitty.
we were parked there, and so like we walked way fucking far away and through like dusty back alleys, and like we went into one store that only sold ice cream. It was like just three walls, just freezers and ice cream. And we left, and like everyone's trying to kill us, right? And so no one else is listening to me in this dream. Like we're going into one alleyway that had like a gate, almost like someone's driveway. And there was a van. It was only going like 4 miles an hour, but they were just walking super slow and not like listening. I was like, hey, that van's gonna hit you guys. Like we need to fucking go, right?
Cross now.
Like, and they were walking so fucking slow and just past the gate, and the van just drives into the gate and stops. And we get to like right in front of the car to get in to like bounce and leave. And then like these 4 dudes like are just walking forwards, like they're holding like fucking bow staffs
What
and
are
shit.
those?
Gotta pull up a picture.
I just imagine a bow and arrow.
Nah,
Oh, like ninja sticks.
pretty much.
Oh, those are scary as fuck.
Yeah, so
Are
basically
those the ones that go the fring, the spring out?
no, but it's basically just some fucking 4 dudes like this walking at us.
You got the beard.
And I have like a long log.
Good for you,
a
man.
long thin log that like I'm spinning, like I'm ready
A
to
stick I
like
found on the beach.
I'm ready to defend, right?
Found a stick on the ground.
And one of them just walks forward, and I knock his staff out of his hand with my stick. And it was fucking weird. I was just
You had a sword fight, dude.
I was fighting people with sticks.
That's so weird. I'm the complete opposite. I told you I can't fight in my dreams. For whatever reason,
Oh, I did it.
I can't, like, just the last few nights I had a dream where I was getting in a fucking altercation and I was gonna fight this guy. And I was like trying to punch. And it's kind of like how my arm feels now, right? I mean, that's the truth of the matter is like I can't move it. Like if you asked me to punch you right now with my left arm, I'd be like, no, I can't do it.
You're also not a lefty.
Also not sure, but you could jab or whatever. But like, I wouldn't be able to follow through with the punch or anything. And that's how I move in my dreams when I'm fighting. I'm going like literally this slow, and it's like I feel everything in my arm, all the force against me, and it's like I just can't punch and I can't land a hit. And then it's the equivalent of people being like, you can't run in your dreams, and everything's running faster than you.
I was swinging that stick.
Well, that's the difference between you and me, man. I can't fight in my dreams. Meanwhile, these guys are jumping all around me, punching me, hit me, and I'm like trying to turn, and they're like already behind me again. Just way outmatched and getting my ass kicked. And it's usually in a street somewhere, just like some random.
We were in a dusty parking lot.
I'm usually in a random parking lot somewhere.
Like orange sand.
Like brick dusty.
Certainly win. Strength, determination, and the stick I found. Yes. Also, that's cool for the test for the federal police.
Yeah, that's awesome. What made you want to do that? And like, you're such an overachiever, bro. Like, a dentist, a federal officer, like, next president. Come on, like, save some pussy for the rest of us. Oh, I don't think I'd ever be a federal officer in America. It's like, you see Secret Service, they don't blend in well. They're always huge and bald, and they have that look of the like lion in their eye. They're
Probably
just, like,
pays well though.
fucking better, dude.
You're basically just a bodyguard.
Yeah, and like that shit's like probably like doled out in roles and ranks and shit. So it's like, you guys hear a gunshot, you go hug the president and hide him, and you're like, oh, like, sweet, they'll be shooting through me.
Yeah.
That's their objective.
Yeah. Pretty much. Still, they probably like the benefits are probably really good. You also probably can't have a family.
You think so? I feel like you
Probably.
can, because they want you to reproduce. They're like, get that fucking behemoth of a guy, some fucking pussy.
You'll
and
never see them. You gotta be with the president unless like it's on shifts.
Hang on. What's it like being a Secret Service?
Yeah.
It's just like, it's a secret.
Because I imagine that's like a job for life.
It is.
Because, if you stop, like, you know shit that the president does.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, you don't know, like, the codes. I know some agents, they very much have lives and families. Well, fuck me then, I guess.
It says, this agency is a great agency to work for, but your work-life balance will be greatly strained. The agents have great skill, talent, and work ethic. One of the most prestigious agencies to work for. Mind-numbing job with extremely long hours, forced overtime, constant travel, and overbearing management. See, all of that sounded cool, literally until they said overbearing management. If I'm a spy...
Well, yeah, it's the president.
I know, but if I'm a spy, dude, I'm gonna be like, let me fucking be a spy, dude. Like, I'm like, Fieldcraft, I'm blending in. I'm like drinking martinis and playing poker, like what I imagine 007 is.
It's not how it is, though.
It's not how it is, though, at all. It's just like, follow this guy around and, like, shut the fuck up. Don't talk to these people. You're not even allowed to talk to them. Like...
Raul says you look and fight in your dreams like Quasimodo.
I feel like Quasimodo right now. Getting a job with the U.S. Secret Service is far from easy, as the selection process is extremely competitive. Candidates must have either a college degree or a combination of college and law enforcement work experience with a background in criminal investigation.
Probably bonus points if you were in the military, too.
Oh, for sure. That's what my dad always said. He's like, if you want to be a spy or a secret agent, you have to be in the military and then just work your way up. Retired FBI, head of the Secret Service here in New York. That's sick. So for every president that's been in the city for the last 20 years has been protected by his main... That's crazy.
That's fucking cool.
At Copper Blues, when I was working there, the head of the security team that we would hire, his name was Eric. He's the coolest dude you'll ever meet. He's like 7 feet tall and just like the most athletically built person you've ever seen. And he's like the super mellow, down-to-earth guy. He always does bodyguard work for Justin Bieber, Beyonce, Ryan Seacrest for the New Year's parties. So I went back and I like YouTube and I was like, you're full of shit. Because like he tells me how much he makes for like one contract for those guys, like just for him to show up. And I'm like, that's too much money. And they pay you that? And he's like, yeah. And I looked and I saw him, like, he's got like his little headset and his team behind him. I was like, that's so fucking cool, dude. Like, and no one's gonna fuck with this guy. Like, if you saw this guy, like, you see like a 7-foot towering man, and it's just like, I'm protecting Ryan Seacrest, 4'6", you know.
A gun will stop that man, though. Doesn't matter.
I suppose if you, but they all pack too. They all have weapons on them.
Guns stop most people.
Well, that's the thing. The second in command is like a retired police chief or something. And one time, everyone tells me about this story. They saw him in action. Some dude had a gun, and he goes like full military mode. He goes into like this state of mind where he's just like, he pulls out his gun. He's like, get the fuck down, get the fuck down. And he's like pointing it, and he's like ready to shoot this guy. He's like, I'm gonna blow your fucking head off. Come out right now or I'll kill you. I'll fucking kill you. And everyone's like, I've never been so scared of that man in my life. Like, they're like, but it was the coolest thing because like pulled the gun, like saved the day, like just intimidated him. And I was like, Jesus, bro, like that is like your responsibility as like a security guard. Sometimes like you're just a fucking cop for hire. Like,
well, yeah, you're a mercenary.
Yeah, you're for sure like a mercenary or assassin. And you're just like, well, this guy's paying me and I won't get paid if I die. So it's me or them. I'm going to choose them. Pow.
And Ghost Hand, wish you the best with that job.
That's awesome, man. I hope you get it, man. You definitely are one of the smartest people I've had the pleasure of talking to and speaking with recently, and I hope that comes through to them and they know how much of an asset you would be to the team. Private security stories on Reddit, are those pretty crazy? You got that? Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing too, is like I've heard the other side of it where the people who are younger, like 17, 18, 19, doing private security. One of them also went to like Justin Bieber's house party one time, and he was there, and some girls came up to him, and they're like, "Let's do some cocaine," and like he just did cocaine and like had like a threesome in Justin Bieber's house. It's like that was his story.
Here's one story where someone asked, security guards of Reddit, what are some of the scariest places / stories you've had to patrol? This one guy said, "Oh boy, when I was younger, I got a job as a security guard. I was 22 and the job market sucked. This was in a major city, but I figured they would send me to some factory and wouldn't have to worry about much. No, they sent me to a low-income, high-crime housing community. When I showed up, it was 6 p.m. on a Friday, and the housing manager had a list of rules that were to be strictly enforced, including no drinking outside, no playing in the streets, no barbecuing in any form or fashion."
So you can drink inside.
Sure. So here I am, the only white kid in Miles, expected to keep the streets safe, so I decided to roll into the community and see what's up. The best way to describe what I saw would be the jungle from that movie Training Day. Everyone was out drinking, playing in the streets, cooking food. So what did I do? What anyone would have done, really, I think. I got out of my car and asked if I could play ball with them. Had some of the best barbecuing and drank some beers. Quit the next day.
That's awesome.
That's not scary.
That's not scary, but it's like, that's him being like, yo, he's like, I want to survive today. He was genuinely so scared. He's like, I need to blend in and I need to survive today. He thought he was going to die unless he like broke all the rules, barbecued, drank, and played ball. That was fear that ruled that man.
So, Raul, what you're saying is you don't respect me?
Burn. Of course you don't respect mall cops, bro. You're a fucking skateboarder.
Yeah, come skate up my Target. I'll let you. I used to be the night watchman for a bank's data center about 15 years ago. On one occasion, the local phone lines went dead, and I was greeted by armed police, which is unusual in the UK, because I couldn't complete my telephone check-in. After that, they let the staff carry their mobile phones. The worst thing was that in the event of a fire, the security guards were responsible for activating the fire suppression system from the center of the server room once we had made sure no one else was in it. This would fill the room up with argon. I think it may have been another noble gas, making it impossible to breathe.
Air, yeah. Sucks all the air out.
We were under instructions to hold your breath, pull the pin, and run out. For some reason, none of the guards were actually willing to do that.
So the building burnt down with all the hardware and shit?
In the event of.
Damn.
No one wanted to do it.
I won't even go on an airplane. And they're like, if you sit in the middle, last time I was on an airplane, they're like, if you sit in the middle, your job is to open the emergency hatch. Even if we're 30,000 feet above, if you're instructed to do so, open the hatch. I got up and I moved to the back of the plane. I was like, fuck that. I'm not doing this.
Fucking cake fatty's gonna chase me out from Target. No, I'll let you skate at my Target. You can skate in my Target if you want. I don't care.
Like Toys R Us, you ever get like one of those wave boards or one of those tricycles, green machines, you start drifting around the store, and the Toys R Us employees just like giving you that goddamn like parent look. You're like, oh, I fucked up, didn't I? Like, yes, you did. Put it back. That sounds awesome, man. Go eat those noodles and I don't know what is it. Gyudon with a side of
Probably
fries.
gyudon.
It sounds good. I gotta look that up. I want to see what it looks like. You've always got like, you and Wasabi need to link up and like battle of the foodies, bro. You guys know good food.
Yeah.
And you're always talking about it. I would love to see you guys be like, what's the best food between Ghost Hand and Wasabi? Like the one meal you think everyone should get.
I went to Applebee's last night, and I was saying that this area doesn't have like enough small business.
It's got a lot though. Actually.
Everything out here is like a chain.
Oh, that looks so good.
Like we need more independent restaurants.
Oh, that looks so good. It's like ramen, but without the juice, without the broth. Oh, rice, egg, beef. That looks good. Oh, they have it at Yoshinoya.
Gross.
It's a dish. Japanese dish.
He put a picture on the Discord. Let me open that up. Don't worry, we're already been going for 25 minutes.
I know. sorry guys. I'm really just trudging through this one. I don't know if Wednesday should be better. It usually was just, last time I got the shot, it was the first 2 days. This one's just pretty heavy. Everyone who says they got it, they said the second shot was actually the worst.
Stride Street Cafe. I've been there before.
Side Street's really good, yeah.
It was all right, from what I remember. It was a long time ago.
It's so weird too, because like when you have to think about something that's like the best, it's like there's so many different things. Like there's definitely best in categories, right? Like there's definitely best Mexican food. There's definitely best like Japanese food. What's like a classic Brazilian food? I'd love to try that.
You can go to Peru and eat fucking guinea pigs. Cuy.
Cuy. Is there any like there's no Brazilian restaurants, is there? No Brazilian cuisine places? There's a lot of in Moore Park there's like Taste of Punjab and a lot of Mexican places and then a few like delis.
The picana.
Picana, a classic cut of meat.
Discord's not loading right now. Internet.
Picana.
None of my servers are loading.
Ooh, that looks good. It looks like just steak. Ooh, man, that is expensive. That must be fucking good. Chorizo. I love how it's got like all the other kind of cuts. What is it? It's definitely like
Just a cut of meat.
beef, right? Or pork?
It's beef.
Probably beef, yeah. Yeah, it's beef. That looks so fucking good. Phantom, you gotta check this out, bro. Because we were just watching Fire Kitchen at Ryan's place, and the entire time, yeah, it's cut of cow.
You can just tell by looking at it.
Oh, I don't know.
Pork is pink, not red.
Well, when I saw it cooked like that, I was like, you couldn't eat anything else like that, really.
And chicken is like
Oh, bro.
light pink.
Look at these tacos.
And also the acaraje, a delicious fried cake from the northeast part of the country.
Yeah, I'm about it.
Well, Discord's not loading right now. So, as soon as we end this, I'll show him the picture of the gyudon that you ate. The only like sort of like ethnic restaurant I know out here is off of Tio Boulevard and Rancho by the Taco Bell. It was like a fucking El Salvadorian restaurant or some shit by the carpet store.
Yeah, these look like tacos too. Those are pretty bomb looking. Like it's
Acaraje.
packed with like shrimp and stuff.
Those look good.
They all do.
But that's like the only ethnic sort of restaurant I know. Some dude came into when I worked in Studio City, he came into my store like 10 minutes before close and ordered like 40 pizzas. And he gave me a business card to go to his Indian restaurant. I never went.
Yeah, because fuck that guy. You want to make an impression? Don't be a dick.
They were all like basic pizzas though, so it wasn't too bad.
For sure. It was like probably like a youth
It was just like,
basketball team or something.
oh, they're all for his family.
40 people in his family?
The Indians, man, they go hard.
Do they?
Yeah. Pretty sure they don't believe in like contraception or something.
Those are Mormons.
I'm sure they do it too.
I always think about that, like Phillip Rivers or like Anquan Bolden. They're like famous football players here in the United States, and they've got like 12 or 14 kids apiece. And I'm always like, which one of them is going to be like an NFL star, and which of those are going to be just losers like their whole life? Like, it's got to be so hard. It's gonna be hard as fuck to compete in a goddamn in the goddamn world. But like to like start off with your family being like 12 siblings, bro. It's insane.
That's just a lot of money.
Well,
Because
he's
kids
got
are
money.
Well, even if not, like you didn't, kids are fucking expensive.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
There's 9 on that page right now.
Oh, I guess just 9 then. 9 kids and counting.
That's
and then
so many.
Anquan, hang on, I think it's Anquan Bolden. He used to be in the Chargers. He was the cornerback.
Fucking, isn't it like Cordell Patterson or some shit?
I was just typing who has the most kids.
He's like a cornerback or something.
NFL. Yeah.
Brazil is hard since it's a mix of mash from every culture. We don't have any specific dish. We all have cuisines. I have an idea of the usual Brazilian food: rice, beans, bacon, and sausage. Cut of meat, mostly beef, and sweet potatoes. Sounds good. Could go for that.
Yeah. Antonio Cromartie.
That guy.
That's who it is. Antonio Cromartie is the one man who has more backup than an entire football team. I gotta read that. Hang on. Let's see what this article says. And then Philip Rivers is second, but Antonio Cromartie.
I've always
14 children.
I've seen that food truck, Wasabi, and I've never been because one, I don't know where to park, and two, I don't usually go to food trucks because I don't carry cash.
Cam Newton is in third place with 7 children.
Damn, would never have guessed. Are they all with different people?
I'm just kind of skimming, but I don't know.
And yeah, Wasabi, it's right by the Taco Bell on Tio and Rancho by the carpet store.
I doubt that's gonna be one thing they throw in this. It's like it's on the NFL site, so I doubt they'll be like, he has fucking 8 baby mamas, 7 kids. It's a sad story. That's so many kids. And then Ray Lewis is 6. Same with Bernie Blades and Marshall Falk.
Wasabi, he wasn't talking about the city. He was talking about the player.
What'd I say?
What?
I said
DJ
Cam
was like,
Newton.
DJ was like, Cam is trash, and then Wasabi's like, NP is also trash. Classic misunderstanding of cities.
That would only happen on this podcast because of where we are.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Wasabi, you just take me. We'll go to the place where you recorded your 15,000 view TikTok, and we'll eat some tacos.
Yeah, dude, you should honestly try to.
New York City's also trash.
You should.
I bet.
I'll bet. The rats are scary as fuck, bro. They're the size of dogs out here in California. You should try and make your TikTok more skateboarding and food channel.
I would just
Kinda-
do only food.
Yeah. Pueblanita?
By Chocho-san? Oh, Chocho-san fucking good.
Chojo-san is great. By
You're not down.
Chocho-san? No.
Well, me.
No.
I'm down whenever. I was also going to call you yesterday after work and do another pickup line, but I forgot.
You guys flirting on the DL?
Well, he
Keep it on the
he
low,
would
low.
call me and give me a pickup line. And then I was like, I want to call you and give you pickup lines.
Oh my
But
god.
I don't know what, like, I don't know when. He was like, just do it.
They're the size of raccoons. Raccoons are big out here too. Dude,
Raccoons are fucking adorable.
raccoons are cute.
Don't tempt me with a good time. I love raccoons. It's like one of my favorite mammals.
Do you take the subway everywhere? What's that like? Because like the only place we have like a subway, we're boring a hole for a subterranean train.
Subterranean travel.
Subterranean travel in LA right now.
Take the metro.
But you have to really be in like a city to live that life. But
Well, yeah, like New York City, like the dense cities.
Yeah.
There's also, the suburbs, but I
Yeah.
don't know if that's classified still as New York City.
I also don't think they have like trams and subways down all there. But like, what's that like? That's got to be shitty. Like I couldn't imagine. Obviously, like,
Having a car in the city.
yeah, obviously, like having a car is less likely, or at least less desirable.
You got a fucking bike.
But yeah, I'd get like a bike or something, man. Cause like,
Be like Joseph Gordon-Levitt in that movie.
yeah, is that
Being a courier.
Mm-hmm. Was it the deliverer?
Courier.
Yeah,
It's disgusting, I bet.
dude, I can't imagine.
I'm sure New York is nice, but
I'm sure New York has its nice.
everything you
parts.
see on like social media, rats dragging pizza down the subway, rats taking baths and washing themselves, that's cute. But like, I don't even think
Not
that
the
was,
size of raccoons,
I don't
bro.
even think that was in New York.
He's be
I
like,
think
close the fucking door, bro.
I'm taking a public bus in Las Vegas. Public bus anywhere is gross,
Yeah, it's always sketchy because there's always crackheads on the bus. I don't know.
especially like depending on.
I
the
don't know
time of
where they're
day.
going. I don't know where crackheads are headed, but
If it's like 8:30 in the morning, then you can expect like people going to work. But if it's like noon or like fucking 8 at night,
just sketchy.
you're asking for a completely different crowd.
And I've never ridden the bus in LA. I never will. It's just one of those things.
The metro stations are the worst.
I'll bet,
The
dude.
one in Studio City or North Hollywood was garbage.
I'll bet. I couldn't
It-
even do it because it's just anything public is like people ruin it. Everyone just does drugs down there and pisses on the wall.
A whole bunch of vendors out there, people selling shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't imagine living that life, bro.
Chaos.
That's gotta be the hardest part, I think, because just like I'm not like a super social person.
But nobody fucks with train stations out here.
Should we? Is that like a
The
thing?
Amtrak is pretty convenient.
You want to fuck on a train?
No, like
You want to be the
it's not what that.
the subterranean club?
That's not what I meant. Small Arab community in Brazil brought the kibe, similar to meatballs, but with goat.
Dude, those are actually really good. I've had those.
Filling of cheese and peppers. Also
Yeah.
the esfera dough and topped like a small pizza. I want to make pizza bagels, like from
Homemade.
yeah.
I still want to make French fries.
Because I've been eating them at work every day.
Uh-huh.
Like just eating a 24 pack of pizza bagels, and I'm like, I want to make my own. This weekend, on my way to Sequoia, I spent the night at a Visalia and almost got murdered by racist homeless.
Again?
You need to stop going out.
Yeah, bro, you're a target for racism. Granted, you are brown, but like, it's safer
Also,
inside.
like, you go out every weekend.
Yeah, you go out a lot. The odds are just not in your favor.
Every Saturday, you're out.
If I went out as much as you, I'd be dead already.
Stay home.
Where it's safe. Indoors. Indoors.
You're gonna say that's boring. I'm not a homebody. I like to go experience the world.
And quit my job every 2 months. Find a new one.
What you should do is get a Sprinter van, right? I know they're like $80,000, but you can live in that. Convert it into a little house.
I'm not gonna lie to you, man. That's probably where I went wrong because I bought those bags of French fries or whatever. Like they're frozen in.
They're amazing in
freezer
an
section.
air fryer. Oh god.
But you got I tried like vegetable oil or whatever. You got to have it so perfect, and it's got to be. It's really a science. You got to have it at like 350 degrees or like 425 degrees. It's got to be super hot oil, and you got to put the fries in, and you got to let them sit. And they're cooked, but they're always soggy. So I can't get that. So I'll do that.
Air fryer all the way.
We'll cut some. We'll throw some in the freezer and then air fry them. That'd be some good fries. There's got to be like a way to like increase the amount of fries you can do in the air fryer. If you have like a little grill or something, you sit on top and do layers.
That'd
You
be
know what I'm saying?
inefficient.
What would be the most efficient way? It seems like
Dump
it'd
them
be efficient.
all in
I feel like that'd be
and mix.
I feel like that'd be inefficient.
Nope.
Air fryers are really good. We had the chicken nuggets you made that one time, and the other
Just
stuff.
everything.
Everything's
Everything's
better
good
than-
in an air fryer. You don't have to worry about dumping oil out, being environmentally safe with it. You can't put it in your drain down the sink because then it'll clog your drains.
Mhm.
Unless you run a fuck ton of water.
It's also gonna be healthier without the oil getting out. You know.
It's better for your arteries too. You won't clog your drain. You won't clog your arteries.
At that point, it's just hot potato.
Yes.
Oh, also, since I'm on a potato kick, I also want to make my own like potato chips. I think that'd be dope. Like cut them and then
Put them on a baking sheet, some olive oil
oven
and sea
bake 'em or
salt.
something. Yeah,
Pretty
that's
good.
something I'd like to do.
The only thing that's gonna kill Alec is himself. Yes.
Yeah, you're not wrong, dude. I mean, I've known for a long time. It's just a matter of time, you know. Ugh. I hurt so bad.
It's good in an air fryer as burgers.
Are you down?
We could put. Well, we can only fit
Woof, woof.
one at a time in there.
We're an
I'm-
experiment.
You're scared to go to LA. I'm afraid to go to Oxnard. But I lived in LA, so
I lived in Oxnard.
I don't mind going to LA.
I don't mind going to LA. I don't like the idea of like living there. Like
It's
it's
not that bad. If I could do it for a year and I'm afraid to go to Oxnard, you'll be fine.
fair enough. But like I feel like people don't leave me alone. Like even when we were up in San Diego, that homeless guy was like, how's it going, bro? And I'm like, good, man, you? He was like, chilling like a villain on penicillin. And he starts like crawling after me, chilling like a villain on penicillin. I'm on penicillin.
The thing
I'm
is,
on penicillin.
the thing is, if you moved to LA, you'd be working
A lot more, I'll bet.
You'd be working a lot just to be able to afford to live out there. You wouldn't be like having free time to go out, except for your 2 days off,
You gotta grind.
which you'll be doing chores, laundry,
Yeah.
etc.
Bathing.
That times 12 with everyone in the New York subway.
Yeah. No, I don't doubt it at all. I feel like everything in New York that we see like stereotypically is like super accurate. Like all the fucking what was it, Childish Gambino also known as Donald Glover. There it is.
I'm off at 3 on Saturday, Raul.
Did a stand-up bit in New York, and he filmed himself on the way there, and his driver like gets cut off, and they start getting into an argument and like cussing each other out and like talking shit. And I'm like, that sounds horrible. Like, I wouldn't be in that environment because I'd just be like, I'd be so angry all the time. Like, talk about high blood pressure and anxiety. Like, that would kill me, dude. Like, it just seems like I don't want to say it's like a toxic environment, but it's just like, it's like the IRL game lobby. People are just talking mad shit.
And we're just throwing out the N-word.
Yeah.
Sao Paulo, nicest parts of New York, and put pockets of Detroit. That's the city, the whole city. That's LA too. Is like you have one block or like a couple blocks will just be like garbage.
And then like
and
mansions.
And then it's $1 million house with a big ass gate and like private security.
Blows my mind because it's like I couldn't imagine living out in LA. If I had $1 million, the last place I would move to is the goddamn city. The last place.
Some hillside.
Where homeless people can jump your fence and smoke crack and sleep in your garage, and
that gives you grounds to kill them.
I guess
trespassing.
If that's how you want to
exterminate.
I feel like if that's your mentality, that's just how you make money. That's how you made your money in LA.
Hunting game.
You're the federal officer who's just like, Blanca, no more. Bye. I did my job.
Friday, I'm going to catch my train. Was super inconvenienced. Had to open the door to the left versus the right because there's caution tape. And CSI photographers taking pictures or someone was shot that morning.
What?
Hashtag this is New York City.
That's crazy, dude. I mean, how often do you like show up to work and you're like, hey, sorry. You probably don't even like, I bet you it's just a commonality for people to show up late and be like, just get to work. Like, I don't care why you're late. Probably someone died on the subway. Just do it. Like, everyone sees everything out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I show up to work if I'm like 5 minutes late. I'm like, hey, sorry, this is that. Like, no one ever cares. They're like, just be here early on next time.
It's New York. Everyone's late.
Yeah.
No more excuses.
That's kind of what I imagine, because out here in California, I'd show up late to work, and they'd be like, why are you late? It's like I'm like 3 minutes late. Like, I hit the last red light. Like, what do you mean, why am I late? Like, that shit happens, right? Mm-hmm. But, like, if there was, like, a dead body on a train in CSI, like, holding up a train, I'd be like, you won't believe what happened today.
Yeah, I always try to be early, like, no matter what. No matter where I'm going. I'm usually like 20 minutes early to work, but I just sit in the parking lot until 5 minutes before I start, and then I just walk in. So I like to think if I was in like a busy city where like everyone's
late, you'd catch
late,
the train an hour earlier.
I would get to work on time, or even just not even on time, just early.
Yeah.
I like to think that me as a person would do that.
I don't think I would do that just because like the whole waking up thing. I would not wake up an hour or two earlier for a train or a bus. I'd be like, if I'm 20 minutes late and I'm taking the bus, that's how I get to work. You should know that. Shit happens, like, because that's really one of those things where it's like it is out of your control.
It took me 40 minutes to get here.
Here?
Yeah.
From where?
From your house.
When?
Today.
Really?
Yeah. You sent me a text at like 12:03.
Oh, well.
That you're like, can I bring over ground beef? And I was like, yeah.
That was more of like, can I do that thing? And then I had to go get the ground beef and like my lunchbox and all that shit.
Still
So
took you
like
40 minutes to get here.
Yeah. Well, let's say like 15 or 20. It usually takes about 30 minutes to drive here. Usually 20 to 30 minutes. Depending on the trucks I'm stuck behind and the traffic lights I hit.
Sao Paulo has more homeless people than pigeons. Every morning you see people sleeping by the metro bridge. Police siren every 10 minutes. Beautiful pockets of richness.
That's the thing that would get me the most is like,
It wasn't a shooting this time. It was a slashing.
That's the thing that gets me. I was working in Beverly Hills for a little bit. I was doing construction. And anywhere in LA, Beverly Hills or fucking anywhere out there. I like that sample. Anyway, anything like that. I'd be doing whatever. I'd be painting trim or hanging trim or whatever. And all of a sudden you just hear these car horns beep for like 10, 15 minutes. And then you hear sirens. And I'm like, dude, like, I don't like when people just like clap. Like, my roommate will like close her door too loud. I'm like, hey, can you just I want to put my head into a goddamn hole every time you do that. It shakes the whole house.
Loud noises.
Loud noises. And yeah, so just hearing those horns and those sirens all day and then going home, it's nice because it's silent. It's like taking off your work boots, or like if you've ever worn
Your bra at the end of the day.
if you've ever worn steel-toed boots for a 12-hour shift at work and then got home and taken them off, it's the best feeling ever.
Really, any pair of boots.
But at the same time, it's like, this is so avoidable. Like, I shouldn't have to work this hard for like a little bit of comfort at the end of the day. Like the comfort at the end of the day is great. It's a relief. But also, not having to put up with that shit every day would be like optimal, you know?
The funny thing about London is that because like guns are illegal in like the UK, people have no resort to else to commit their crimes besides stabbing.
Yeah. Or acid attacks was a big thing for a little bit in the UK. People would make acid, they like piss in it, throw in like shards of glass and nails, throw it in your face. It was like prison tactics. And then when you get like piss in your eye, it burns, and you go, ow, and now there's glass on your face and nails, and you rub it out and you cut your face with nails and glass. Acid attacks. And here's the thing.
Insane.
Acid attacks served you less time in prison than actually murdering someone with a knife.
Loopholes.
So if you stab someone with a knife and they died, you're serving, I don't know what the laws are, but like I think the sentence was in half for even attempting an acid attack. So yeah, all you got to do is read up on those laws. Are you gonna look it up?
I'm gonna look if I can buy HCl.
What's that?
Hydrochloric acid. Concentrated hydrochloric acid, 32 ounces for sale. Chemical grade ACS reagent. Formula HCl. $39.95 for a 32-ounce bottle of hydrochloric acid.
That's terrible.
That's the shit they tell you in chemistry class. Don't breathe it in. It'll burn your skin. It'll fucking kill you. And here you are buying a casual 32 for $40. Return policy, see below. No fly shipping. Ground only.
So yeah, I guess they changed the law a little bit, but here's what they have on acid attacks in the UK. It is now a criminal offense for a member of the public to possess sulfuric acid above 15% concentration without a license, with offenders facing a 2-year prison sentence and an ultimate fine. Acid attacks are utterly appalling crimes, and we are determined to put a stop to them, said the government of the UK.
You can buy 2.2 liters of nitric acid for $90.
I love how this is the classic two dudes drinking beer formula of like, I have the COVID vaccine, I'm tired and groggy, and we're just like, acid attacks. Here's how you could buy it and here's how much it costs. This is where we end up.
I'm on sciencecompany.com, okay?
But you need a license for certain percentages, it sounds like.
It just says adult signature required upon delivery.
What is it for? I'm a teacher. Close his door.
You can add it to a wish list, okay? What else is on this website?
I mean, if you want to... It sounds like he wants to call in. If you wanted to call in.
My Discord's fucking
that is fair, I guess.
retarded.
Yeah, I don't know if
It's
the
not
Discord's
loading.
working.
It's not loading right now.
Yeah, I definitely love that, though. The fact that we can get you guys on now that we know what's going on. So, just as long as the Discord's working, it's working.
Here are the nudes.
Oh, yeah. That beef. Those fries. Oh, my God. That looks so good.
It does look good.
It looks so good. Damn. Those fries look amazing. And then, like, just a bowl of beef and a can of Coke. Ugh, classic.
Gotta change some stuff around of preferences and whatnot. Input. We got this. Output. We got that.
I haven't touched the board since last week, so it should be fine.
Yeah.
We see you. Can we hear you?
Plant. Daddy.
It's me, guys. What's
There
going
he is.
Welcome back.
How's it going, brother?
Oh, all's good. All's good. I've actually just been chilling in this call for like an hour and a half.
You in class right now?
No, I'm not in class. I told you now that I'm done with classes, I can actually join you guys on Mondays.
Fuck yeah. Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
School's out for the
It's
summer.
just it's just Wednesdays.
Nice.
Nice. When does your Wednesday class end?
Oh, dude, I don't even know. I still got like the final exam to do in like another month or so.
Damn. Was it like a late start?
It started late because of COVID.
That's how it be.
Everything's a late
Yes,
start
you
right
could
now.
get acid on Amazon, I'm sure. You can get everything on Amazon.
Let's just plot the perfect
I've
crime.
actually looked at like buying citric acid just because that makes like that's what makes sour candy sour and like drinks and whatnot. But just in a concentrated powder form, like if you were just like put it in your mouth, it'd fuck your tongue up.
Oh yeah. It's used a lot. Yeah, actually I was gonna say it's used a lot in like baking and candy channels and stuff.
Yeah.
You can be like, I'm making sour gummies for my YouTube Kids channel and disintegrating a body in the next room.
Yeah, you can buy a 5-pound bag of 100% pure food grade, non-GMO citric acid for $17.
That's
If
crazy.
you want to make sour shit.
That's the thing
All
too,
good
is like
things to know.
if you sent that to the UK, you'd be shipping chemical weapons to the UK. How crazy is that? Because you can't have anything in the UK above 15%. So we have 100% out here. So if you wanted to do an acid
It's
attack, we have the stronger shit out here.
there's such pansies out there, dude. That's why we came to the America.
That's why we crossed the pond, as they say.
We dumped the tea in the harbor. We said, "F this. We want acid, all of it,
Yeah. We want guns and liberty, but we'll be happy with just guns
and acid."
and acid. And
all we need.
100% acid. It's like best hydro. I was like advertising too, like best hydrochloric acid you could find.
Yeah, you can buy hydrochloric acid on Amazon.
$20.
$20.
It might not pay to do crime, but it sure is cheap.
A gallon for 77.
That's insane. You could get a crime, just get a bunch of Bloods and Crips together and be like, "Yo, this is the new move. Like,
Drop your guns.
drop your guns, put them down.
Chemical weapons.
Here's what we're gonna do. We're going chemical. We're fucking the Geneva Convention up
Fuck it.
right here in LA. We're going hard.
What's like a... So that's a really acidic acid. What's like a really basic... What's a caustic?
Basic. I don't know. Look it up. I know water is neutral.
Thanks, man.
That's all I got. 1 is super acidic, 7 is super neutral, and 12 is super basic.
Adds and base... Well, 0 to 7 is the bases.
But then 7 are like what? 12 or
Is the acids.
Oh,
It goes
I
hand
switched them
not for
around.
nothing. Are you also a chemist? I feel like you could do it all.
Probably.
He's like, yeah, I'm a dentist, I'm a chemist, and I'm also looking at a.
You know
new
what's
job,
what's even crazier is that he's a dentist, so he's probably got licenses to buy like laughing gas and shit. And if we use that, oh my god, get
That
the-
makes
get-
for a very interesting stream.
Potassium
get
hydroxide.
get some laughing gas.
Can you buy potassium hydroxide, also known as lye? So yes, you can. Commonly referred to as caustic potash, is a potent base that is marketed in several forms, including pellets, flakes, and powders, used in various chemical and industrial manufacturing applications.
Damn.
So that's a potent
I'm
base.
sure there's a natural way to do that as well, because potash is literally just the ash that you burn wood. That's what potash is.
Really?
Yeah.
So just save it from
So
all
I'm
the
sure you
bonfires?
could get like, all your bonfires. Just take all the potash from there and then add a bunch of the shit underneath your sink, and I'm sure you got something good.
Jesus.
And he can. It says they sell them in cylinder forms.
So would it be like an inhaler, kind of one hit of laughing gas, or is it like we have to buy in bulk kind of thing?
It's like a chloroform thing. You got to hold it
Yeah.
and have them inhale it.
Hey, does this smell like chloroform? Just kidding. Hi, my name's Devin. Like,
I was always told you come up to her and you say, "Does this smell like chloroform?" And while they're distracted by the rag, you hit them over the head with a hammer. That one's like a foolproof method. Does this candy taste like roofies? See how dark we can get real quick.
The second thing on the list of potent bases was
Sodium
sodium hydroxide, also known as lye, and caustic soda.
Lie. I don't want to drink that soda. Well, you're looking at bases right now, right?
Yeah,
What's the difference between? Why are you looking those up?
because hydrochloric acid is a really strong acid.
So you just want to look at strong bases.
on the other end of the pH scale.
It wouldn't melt a body though, would it?
Oh, it would.
Really?
If you dissolve it in water, yeah. It's caustic.
Well, water is the solvent of life. It's the only thing that can disintegrate everything over time. Everything else, some things can't corrode other things, but water is the only thing on the planet that can corrode everything on the planet.
Yeah, caustic, the definition of it is capable of destroying or eating away by chemical action.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, so it's like the two sides of the coin. Water is the solvent of life, of lye. It is capable of dissolving more substances than any other liquid. This is important to every living thing on Earth. It means that whatever water goes, either through the air, the ground, or through our bodies, it takes along valuable chemicals, minerals, and nutrients. So it's the only thing that really disintegrates. It's water kills you very slowly. It's like
What if oxygen is
like
poisonous?
oxygen.
yeah, it's like that meme where it's like, what if oxygen is poison and it's just killing you super slowly?
It is.
Maybe it
Oxygen
is.
keeps us alive. No, oxygen keeps us alive, but oxygen is also one of the fundamental things that actually causes us to disintegrate.
Like that's what they say with water. Like the water, all the water in the air or the water we ingest, it takes all of our minerals and all of our cells and everything with it. So it's like it's kind of washing us, but also getting us older. It's what's actually aging us. That's pretty cool. I remember like going to the beach and like getting some rocks in the beach, and my sister told me if you put salt water, if you put rocks in salt water, it would turn into sand. So I bottled up some rocks and I got some salt water from the beach and I kept it for like 3 days, and then I had to throw it out because it was taking too long.
The water has to be flowing.
Yeah, I gotta sit there and shake it.
Put it in an agitator forever.
Yeah, but
Take like 1,000 years. It's like when people who collect sea glass. When it's
sea glass, like
yeah.
like messages in a bottle.
No, it's basically, at least how I understand it. Sea
I just
glass
imagine a sandy bottle.
is broken glass that has been in the ocean that ended up washing onto shore, that has been smoothed out by
The sand and the salts.
water.
Yeah, that's crazy. That is
They're really
so
just
It's
collecting
like doing
trash.
this, like you were saying with the tumbler, like the actual tumbler that like smooths shit out.
Yeah.
If you take like a piece of glass and then you put in like a bunch of sand, it does the same thing. It just does it a lot faster than naturally in the ocean, but it's the same concept.
That's crazy.
So people are basically collecting trash.
To clean a pipe,
Yeah, literally.
throw it in a baggie with some alcohol and some salt. Shake it up, let it soak overnight. You'll have the cleanest pipe you'll ever have. Are you able to smoke weed out there in New York?
Yeah,
Okay, that's chill.
I mean, you could smoke weed anywhere.
Jersey too.
Jersey too, because it's like
Yeah.
it's coming up everywhere now. It's so
It's
common.
finally passed here in Jersey, like just this past year.
What about the measure for like psilocybin therapy and all that?
Magic mushrooms.
There's a magic mushroom therapy with psilocybin. They're checking.
That's
They're trying to make it
scientific name.
legal in New York. I think it actually might be legal already.
That I don't know,
Starts with
but
a
I
P.
also don't think people are people aren't looking for it. Like cops are not just gonna be like, "Are these magic mushrooms?" It's like, what?
No, dude, they're
those are-
toppings for a pizza.
Those are portobellos.
Exactly.
I'm in Little Italy. Let me go.
Those are champignons.
In New York.
Not for nothing though. Cops would probably be so stupid that they wouldn't even know what the fuck you're talking about if it was a regular mushroom anyway. So they just let it go.
Are cops really that dumb out there? Because I feel like most cops in California are like, yo, I know what this is because I did this in high school too.
No,
You shouldn't have it.
I don't know. I think they just don't care. Like especially like if we're getting onto like the marijuana topic, like
Yeah.
cops just don't care. Like in New York when they
There's too many murders to deal with drugs.
yeah, right, dude. I'm like literally walking to my train. I'm like, oh, the door that I use every day is blocked by a pool of blood. Fuck.
You're just like, excuse me,
Jesus.
guys, and
Come
step
on.
over it. And
Yeah, I'm like, can you guys like not today? Like,
It is kind of hilarious though how like that's like your first world problem. you're like, dude, I just want to get to work, and this
That's
asshole had to
normal.
die right here.
yeah, that's normal. Like,
Yeah.
that's normal for us.
I saw a dog in the background of your shot.
You got a dog?
Oh yeah.
What kind of
Yeah,
dog you
dude,
got?
Sasha. She's a 15-and-a-half-year-old pit bull mix that was
Oh,
found
I
on the streets
love
of Long
pit
Island.
bulls. Pit bulls are my favorite breed.
She's a literal potato.
Oh, can I see her?
She's smart as shit. Yeah. Sasha. Oh, let me see. I'll do one of these Johnnies right here for you guys.
For sure.
We're looking at a dog.
Oh my god. Oh my god. She looks like a almost like Corgi Pit. It's so crazy.
That's a good girl.
Oh my god.
15 years.
Oh my god. Hey girl. Oh my god, she's gorgeous. Hey baby. Sasha. I'm the man in the box. I'm talking to you.
Ghost Dan says, to be fair, I did work with corpses in college.
Oh my god. Doesn't she look kind of like a corgi with the ears and like the long body?
All their ears look like that when you don't clip them. These
Yeah.
spikes.
Literally. Yeah. She's
Oh, really?
She's just all natural. Yeah, that's what a normal pit bull looks like.
Do all pit bulls get their ears chopped? Then I had no idea that was a thing.
Most of them do.
That's a bad owner thing to do.
Wow, she's
It's like,
adorable.
it's the more like intimidating thing to look like.
Oh, that's why they do it. It's just to like scare other dogs away.
Well, not dogs, people.
Jesus. Hi, us on the TV screen.
Yep.
Damn,
The
dude.
boys.
The boy
Got
chilling
you
with
guys
the
on the
boys.
left, and I got the Discord on the right. We're just chilling, you know.
Hell yeah. How big are your monitors?
I think they're both 32s.
Damn.
I was gonna say those are pretty good sizes. There's actual
Mm-hmm.
TVs.
Yeah, one's an AOC and one's an Asus.
Nice. I got a computer at my place, like a little studio setup, and he got me actually a TV. It's like a big 32. I can never go back to like another fucking small screen, except for like on the laptop, obviously. But like, you got to have like a big. He's got two big monitors too here too. It's like you can't go back down once you go up.
A 24 and a 40. I actually want to downgrade
Well, maybe the
my
24.
40.
Yeah, maybe the big one to the
Get
24.
Another 24.
But 32 is that kind of like perfect size. As soon as you start
Yeah.
scrolling, it's like.
And then I have the 60-inch TV that we watch Netflix on.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Fucking living large, dog.
Yeah, there's a 60-inch there, and there's like a 55-inch in the other room that my wife won by going to like I think like the Ellen DeGeneres show or some bullshit
No
show.
way.
Yeah, and so everybody got like you get a TV, you get a TV, you get like that kind of shit. So she ended up coming home with the 55-inch TV that's hanging up in the bedroom.
That's just to numb the
That's what
pain
we
from
watch?
seeing all the corpses on the tram.
Yeah. When we're in bed, that's what we watch.
Hell yeah.
YouTube. That's where we watch YouTube actually.
Hell yeah.
That's super chill.
Yeah, guys.
I can only imagine people being like, how do we keep all these people in New York calm and happy? And they're just like, well, there's a dead body on the subway today.
free TV.
How about a TV?
Nothing's better than free.
Dude, and believe it or not, that's like pretty successful. I feel like a lot of people would be happier. If
Really?
they just gave out free TVs to everybody. Oh yeah, this world would be a much better place.
Well, you got to have some sort of like reward or benefit or something, right? So like I was thinking about this. I was like, you can't just be like, hey, like if you're a teacher, you can't just be like, hey, do this. Like we're gonna watch this movie, take some notes on it, because I'd always be asked to take notes on movies in school, and they're like, are you collecting them? And the teacher would always be like, no, it's for your own benefit. No one would take those fucking notes.
No,
There was one person
absolutely
would.
not.
And I was like thinking, I was like, yo, like if you were like, hey, in this movie they're gonna have like two like alliterations, and there might be one like example of irony. Write them down, and like you'll get like extra credit. Like you have to have some incentive for someone to do something. So giving away TVs might be that answer.
PlayStations or
Yeah,
Xboxes.
let's start there.
Yo, and you know what? That is such a good concept because like crime was on the rise in a lot of cities during the pandemic.
I'll bet.
But like that was because everybody was fucking bored, dude. Like people had nothing else to do. They were going stir crazy. So what did they do? They just went out in the streets,
Broke
they started
shit.
slashing people.
Yeah.
Specifically here in New York, and I don't know if you guys are dealing with this out in California, but like the amount of racially biased attackings have risen like exponentially
Really?
since like within the past 5 years, just last year.
There's been a lot
And
of
not for nothing, it's all on Asian people because
Yeah, I was gonna say we had the
they're
same thing.
so ignorant. Yeah, it's Asian people because they think that the Chinese people that have been living here for 40 years,
Mm-hmm.
50 years, they think that they're the ones that brought COVID here
Yeah.
because that makes sense.
Yeah.
But that just shows the ignorance of like everyone.
Well, it's just like an excuse to hate, right? So like those people, it's like that end scene in Rick and Morty where like I don't know if you guys have seen it, but like there's like a fake acid pit and a guy jumps into the acid pit and he doesn't get burned by acid, and his friend's dying because he got cut in half, and he's like, I'm invincible to acid. Everyone can suck my dick, and he like runs off, and Rick goes, feels like the guy had other things on his mind, and I feel like that's kind of the case when it comes to shit like that. Is like they're only using it as an excuse to justify their hatred or justify their anger, and it's wrong, and they're committing all those crimes, and they're like, well, China sent them over and gave us COVID, and it's like, at the same time, I'm like, that's fucked up, but like, that guy had something else on his mind. If he wanted to fuck someone up, if he wanted to kill somebody, he was probably gonna do it anyway. He just used this as justification to like get violent with this specific race of person.
Yeah, and it's so odd living in like the melting pot of the United States, you know? It's like we've had the most, racially diverse city in the country for the longest time. And it's like it's still so inherent here that like racism is just like so prominent. I just don't get it. It like the history has been here. There's always been every culture you can imagine. We have Little Italy, we have Little China, we have the Arab markets, we have all these, very diverse communities that everybody loves. Like you can find all walks of life all in these areas, and there's still people that are living here like, yeah, I'm gonna stab this Asian woman out on the street, but I'm also gonna get Kung Pao chicken on Friday. Like, what's up?
yeah.
I feel
Like recently we've had a lot of attacks on like old Mexican people, like the street vendors, people taking their fucking $17 they made from selling elote on the side of the street
yeah, it's so shitty.
and stealing their whole carts.
Shit, I was gonna say something. It was about, what bugs me about that too. You say it's hard living in the melting pot. Is like, yo, we're all immigrants. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Literally.
Except for the Native American Indians.
it's so shitty to just say like no one belongs in America. It's like America's the place you go, So I feel like my heart breaks every time I hear a story like that, because it's like, this is the place you're supposed to turn to. This is the place where you're supposed to have your arms open, And it just bugs me that like we all came here unwelcomed, and eventually it's just one big group being like, hey, this is our shit, and then everyone else is just like treated like secondary citizens or oppressed, and they're not even aware. Like I said, like as an example of irony, like you would never think that Americans would be so fucking stupid to be like, yo, We came here. We don't belong here. But, the people who came here after us, they don't belong here. We were here first. It's
We're
like,
right.
it's such a shitty mentality to have. It's like, yo, like, first of all, it's like, there's always a constructive way to answer a question. So start there. But when you start breaking out with attacks and shit, and like, it just shows the ignorance and all the hate, and like, it's just so bad. And there's no defense for it. It's just wrong. And it's like, I hate that people are stupid enough to not see their own irony acting upon themselves. It's like, meanwhile, an American can go anywhere in the world and feel safe. Like, I'd go to Brazil and feel welcomed because of Ghost and his, he's very, very friendly.
I'll be
And
here to receive you a lot.
He'll be here to receive you. That's what he said.
see, and that's like the nicest thing to say. In America, it'd be so hard to find someone who would take you in. Like, it's the cultures. Like, people
it's the
want
story
you to
of-
fuck off.
It's the story of the hitchhiking robot that made it all the way across Canada with no problem and got beat to shit in Philadelphia.
Yep.
Did he really? Is that a real thing?
Yeah, Hitchbot.
Yeah. Dude, Hitchbot, he went all across Canada. And he had like flowers and tons of stuff like that he was able to do that made him go from one side of the country to the other one unscathed and perfectly fine. He entered the United States and went down to Philly and literally was absolutely demolished. Like, piece by piece, he was destroyed. They literally beat the shit out of him with bats.
Jesus. You think it was
Shout
just?
out Philadelphia.
I was gonna say, you think it's like just Philadelphia, or it's like just some young shitheads? Because like, I feel like that could happen anywhere if like just some young kids get together with a bat and like some fireworks.
That's a Philly thing.
Just Philly.
Yeah, no, that's like a Philly, New York thing.
Damn, man.
That East Coast, you're wild.
Ghost, and if you want to explain the CCP comment, I looked it up. It looks like it's Russian. I'm not sure what you said, but
it's a USSR thing.
but I'm interested in what you have to say about it.
Pardon me, I typed it wrong. It's regarding the Chinese Communist Party. Because a lot of the criticism that exists today regarding the the Chinese Communist
Sounds like they're
Party,
censoring him as we speak.
yeah, exactly. But a lot of this anti-Asian hatred that surfaced in the wake of COVID actually drowned a lot of the very legitimate criticism of the totalitarian government of China and its dealings with COVID, its relations with COVID, the way that he treated, the way that he lied or denied information to the world. So now it's very difficult for you to actually criticize this sort of government without entering the can of worms that it is the situation of the Asians in the United States. People may take the wrong message and say, oh, you're criticizing Asian people, you're criticizing the Chinese people. You can no longer make a valid criticism of a government, a totalitarian government, a censoring government, a government that has a part in the COVID spread due to its inefficiency, due to its lack of information, due to its containing information, suppressing information, due to this hatred. So this hatred, it does nothing but actually benefit those who are actually responsible for the spread and the continuation of such a disease. And not only that, this sort of hatred it affects every kind of Asian. You have hundreds and hundreds of cultures within Asia. And a lot of these people have literally no historic, political, economic, social, cultural with China, or with the regions close to China, or with this disease at all. So it's even more ignorant from the sense that you are pointing your finger to people who had literally nothing to do with it. It's like Brazil, we have a situation kind of close to the United States. We are essentially a melting pot of cultures. We essentially have everyone here, but we still have huge problems with racism, especially geared towards Afro-American people. And a lot of these problems are very direct to either northeastern people
that are the most poor region of the country. The most of the time immigrate to the southwest, southeast, and you have this huge pointing of fingers that doesn't help anyone.
Yeah, I think in America there's like a shorthand phrase for it, which is just racism is taught. Right. So what you were saying was like everything's a melting pot. Here, I think you're right, but it's one of those things where it's like sadly it's just the culture and the people and the areas like when you go to Philadelphia, it's different. Those are the guys who fuck up the robots, you know.
Just a small addendum. Here in Brazil, it's a little more tame, let me say, in regards to racism compared to the United States. At the very least, from the perspective of a foreigner, the fixation that many Americans seem to have with race, with with the integration of race and politics, of identity, seems borderline cartoonish sometimes, at the very least from my point of view. Here in Brazil, we do have huge problems with racism, but the fact that our society is much more integrated, we have a much larger percentage of the population that is Afro-American, we have a huge amount of population that is Asian, or are more population from white people that come from lower income populations, like people who immigrate from Italy during World War II, or immigrate from Germany from World War II. So people that came here with already a situation of poverty and kind of like a perception of being kind of sideline for the majority of the population. I would compare a majority of the white population that we have in Brazil with the Irish in the United States. A situation where they were initially sidelined, initially treated like shit, initially used as well as a scapegoat for the problems. But here in Brazil, we have a much higher taxation, a tax of miscegenation, and a higher integration between cultures. We have huge problems with racism, but here it doesn't borderline on that. We never had a KKK, for example, or equivalent to the KKK. We never had
Nothing
lynch
national or
mobs.
nationalist.
Not, we don't have an organization centered in hunting and killing minorities. We never had such a level of hatred
Just
going
like
on.
on an
Even
individual level.
even our slavery was not less cruel, but the process of dismantelation of the the slavery was much more peaceful. We never had a civil war, never had the need of a civil war. We had a royal decree from Portugal eliminating slavery. Of course, we had a huge pressure of England. There was at the time trying to deny the slave trade because it was no longer profitable. Free labor was much more profitable, so they're essentially sinking slaving ships. But and the process of integration of the black population of minorities in general in the Brazilian society was much more less hateful, violent. It's much more on the, how can I say, it's less on the hateful side and more on the mocking side. It's more of this sense of thinking of a person as less, or thinking of a person as less deserving, or not in the sense that I'm going to go there and beat people off or kill people off or promote the genocide of people off. We had an influx of hatred in the last election that we had, that we elected a guy that was very, very suspiciously close to Trump in terms of stimulating
I saw
nationalism,
that too. Yeah,
stimulating white nationalism, in terms of science denial, stuff like that.
Doesn't he hate
We
gay
had
people too?
he was very
so
nationalist, and yeah,
allegedly, everything is very allegedly, but the guy's an incompetent asshole. Even if he wasn't a racist or a piece of shit, he basically sank 300 million lives because of his actions with COVID, of not taking action. But for the most part, I would say that there's a situation, there's regions in the United States where you can go your entire life without seeing a black person. Here in Brazil, that's much more difficult. It's very difficult to not to be exposed to the other, to different races or cultural ethnicities. The state of São Paulo, where I live, it's very marked by immigration from Italians and from Japanese post World War II. So the entire state is essentially a stereotypical mix of those two cultures. Of course, black population that also existed due to slavery. But in Brazil, we have a much more peaceful understanding of each other. Is not as violent or as hateful as I would say is in the US.
Yeah. I wanted to ask too, after you said that, it sounds like you said there's kind of people who hate Italians. I was curious if it's racism out there is more like people who hate white people or people who hate kind of Italians, Germans, and where they're from.
Here in Brazil is much more about class than it is about race. People see poor people as scum. You can even be a black person, but if you are a wealthy black person, people will treat you as an equal, as a dignified person. But if you're poor, regarding of your race, if you are white, inclusively, we have a huge populations of immigrants in the northeast of the country that live on some of the poorest regions of the country. And a majority of these people are white. Look up Sertão Nordestino if you want to have an idea of what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of these people are very descendants of Portuguese, of Italians, of other populations of white descent that live in absolutely miserable conditions. That they come to the southeast of the country looking for better opportunities, and these people are treated like shit. Some time ago, we had a huge movement of hatred against these people, not on the same level of the KKK, but of looking down upon these people, treating them like the bringers of poverty. It's much more a question of poverty than it is about a race. And Italians were very looked down upon during their coming World War II. Majority of my family worked the fields of coffee plantations during a majority of their lives. My granddad worked his entire life on a farm, and he was dirt poor for a majority of his life. Is what is with my father that they started to get a little bit of better conditions. But even then, you have a little misconstruction regarding these aspects of. You still have a huge prejudice against black people because a majority of the poor people in the country are black people. So you have this association. But in Brazil, it's much more a question of class than it is of race.
That's so interesting because for me, in America, it feels like kind of a no-brainer to say you can't have rich without poor, happy without sad kind of thing. Like everything needs balance, right? So like, how do you treat people like shit who are poor just because they're poor because they're the ones doing the jobs that the rich people need? And if you've ever seen a movie called Fight Club, it's kind of the same principle of like,
You love that movie.
it's a great movie. It's the same principle of being like, don't make fun of us for being poor or less than. Don't say that we're less than, because without us, like, we won't fix your plumbing. We won't. You won't have a sewer that works. You won't have
Here,
public transit.
Here's the thing. A majority of rich people in Brazil are incredibly disconnected to reality. We have here a huge social disparity. We have the poor, we have the middle ground, where I stay, the middle class, middle upper class, and then you have the rich people, and then you have the really, really, really rich people. This class of people are so detached to reality that they think that the rest of society doesn't exist, or it's literal roaches from them to step on. A huge problem with rich people is with time they start to become more and more disconnected with reality.
Is it like
And
generationally? Do you think?
not only part of it is generational, because a majority of these families that control
Because
most
they
part
grow
of
up
the
with money.
wealth, grew up with money, and you have a huge part of the families here in Brazil that are integrated with politics as well, that are huge economically and politically. And you have huge dynasties of. You have a state here in Brazil that is called Maranhão, and it's controlled by a family from a century. A family controls the political economical aspect of the state, and you create a disconnect to reality. You start to see people as cattle.
Mm-hmm. You still there?
He muted.
Oh.
I'm still here, just muting because it sometimes pick me breathing. But it's pretty much it. That's essentially the overall situation in terms of political, economical, social, cultural aspects that we have in Brazil regarding economics, regarding race, regarding class, and its differences to the U.S. We actually tend to be very receiving of rich foreigners, or at the very least, foreigners from countries that are a
Tourism.
little bit foreign. So if you, Alec or Josh, you came here, you would be very well received, especially if they saw that you two are Americans. They would say, "Oh, you're Americans, very very welcome here."
And you would very quickly change your mind when you see how much money I don't spend.
Not necessarily. We tend to have a certain fascination for foreigners, for rich foreigners, or for Americans, for English, for Germans, for Italians,
Wealthy nations.
for French. Wealthy nations, we have a fascination, like we're looking at something that is even beyond what we can comprehend, and it's not that much. We see that all these countries have problems themselves and have regions in these countries that are close to what we live in day-to-day lives.
Yeah, I mean that's really it's a really good perspective because someone in America who's poor, not well off, versus a family in America who is well off, usually don't get the other side of the story from like someone who lives in Brazil or Mexico or
for persons or people, there's poor regions in the United States that are worse than where I live. I live better than a high percentage of Americans today. And that's kind of fucked up when you think I'm literally from a third world country and I live better, eat better, have a better life condition than a high percentage of Americans today. Guys, I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna stay in chat, but I'm gonna leave voice chat right now because I have to dine, and the meat is getting cold.
Okay.
No worries.
Thank you.
Do your thing.
Yeah.
Again, a huge pleasure for being here and a huge honor to being here.
Thank
so
you.
guys have a good one.
Totally. You too, man. Thank you for all the insight.
All right, bro.
Enjoy. I love the not like the third person perspective, but the perspective of our country from a different country who's completely different.
And I love that
Oh, yeah.
he's just also saying something that I've seen on memes,
Yeah.
Like we're a third world country with a Gucci belt. And we really kind of are. And I love that we have confirmation from other parts of the world, from people who are very well educated and very well spoken, who can be like, yeah, I can confirm, like, there are places in America that are worse than the worst places of Brazil. And that's refreshing to hear because it's like, oh shit, all of our complaints are valid. Someone should be doing better. Someone's dropping the ball somewhere. And what's the cause? Like, there's got to be something else going on.
Fuck if I know how to fix it.
I'm not saying I do either,
don't.
but like I said, it's nice to get that refreshing kind of being like, my political science teacher in college was saying, he's like, I'd rather be the poorest person in America than the richest person in Iraq. And now I'm starting to be like, I don't know, dude. Like,
That oil money though.
I don't know if that's true. Like, I was literally taught that in school, in college. They're like, it's better here in America than the worst places or the best places in Pakistan. And I'm like,
Well,
I don't know anymore, dude.
Now you have it from a foreign perspective.
Yeah, and like that's really groundbreaking because for me it's like I actually believed that at one point, which when I was saying I was like, yeah, it's better to be poor in America than like, rich in like Saudi Arabia, which that's definitely not true because the fuckers are really rich.
In Saudi, yeah.
Oil kings.
But
Yep.
but my political science teacher was like, oh, there's beheadings and this and that, and I'm like, yo, like, I don't know if that's true.
Ignorance.
Like, I don't know if you're teaching me that because you're supposed to, or if you really believe that. But like, from what I'm starting to see, that's just not the case. And that's really weird because it's like I'm getting evidence from like real people. You're in New York, he's in Brazil, and it's like, thank God for the internet and this platform, because now we can share these ideas at this speed. But wow, man, like, just to think like they're wrong, and like that's it. That's all there is to it. I mean,
It sucks to live everywhere.
everywhere sucks. Life is hard. But to tell me that it's better to be poor in America than rich in another place
We are number one.
clearly is not the case.
We're number one. We're the best goddamn country in the fucking world.
Just most competitive, I'll say, is like at the very least. The only thing that sets us apart is, like he said, they didn't have a civil war. They came to an understanding. We were just like, nope. Bah.
I love the fact that he mentioned, like, when they were saying that slavery is no longer a thing because it wasn't profitable. It's like that was the determining factor.
Well, that's true in the United States too. Like,
Oh, we could pay you a minimum wage that's like $25 per hour or 25 cents per hour. And it's like, still got to buy a whole person. It's like $300.
yeah, I'd rather pay 25 cents a day. Well, I mean, that is sadly that is economy, right?
Yeah.
Like it like I said, everything is quantifiable. So where when they like settle in court for like car accidents and like murders, they're like, how much, like, for this human life, how much would you say this human life is worth? And they'll be like, I'll give you $40,000.
$20.
Yeah, and, well, usually they settle out of court for like $40,000 or something like that, and it's like that's the price of a human life. Like, everything is quantifiable. Like they do, like they said, like the soldiers didn't win World War II. The economists did, because they knew how to save ammo. They knew how to build weapons, and it was just numbers. So it was like, if you don't have resources, then you don't have a war.
Reload after you shoot a single shot.
Yeah.
You have to. You got to stay full.
Like, yeah, and if you're trained in Black Ops like Josh is, you're gonna tear through the wallet of the United States, and the United States won't appreciate that. The only thing is, like, you got to realize, like, we are just really good at war, because we're like, hey, what's the budget for the war? That's the crazy thing, is like,
500 billion. Cool. We're past that.
yeah, but 500 billion, but we're gonna make 5 trillion. They're like, go to war, because that's economy. They're like, what's the best way to make money? Like, how do we? I bet you it is kind of like clerical work at that point. Someone sits at a desk and they're like, well, what country should we invade because we'll make profit? It really is like, oh shit, maybe it's not people fighting for freedom and secrecy. It's people fighting for money and secrecy and putting the label of freedom on it.
Well, to the spoils go the victor, right? And
the winners rewrite history.
And after the wars, like when we look historically, like China owed us so much money, and now look, the roles are reversed. That's also because we haven't had a war in a while. So,
Well,
But there's
like a
how
world
many
war.
ongoing
there's
wars?
5 ongoing wars
a
right
world
now.
war.
Yeah.
A world war. I meant.
Yeah,
My-
and that's the
my
thing.
mistake.
No, you're good. But that's the thing, is like, I bet that won't happen, because everyone looks at the United States like, look at that asshole in the bar starting fights with everybody. Like, he's just drunk as fuck, cussing people out, grabbing girls' asses that aren't his, and he's fighting all the boyfriends
By
off.
the what?
Asses. Grab him by the pussy. He's like starting all these fights, and everyone's just like, you know what? Like, he's got a lot of nukes, and like, truth is, he's just really strong. Like, that's the thing. It's just all intimidation. It's just all fear.
He's got a gun.
Yeah, exactly. He's the guy in the bar who's starting all these fights, but like, he's got a gun, so he's got like the confidence of a gun in his back pocket. Always keep a gun in your back pocket. And that's what I'm starting to realize, like, oh shit, maybe America is just that bully of the world, and then spun in the media to be like, yeah, we intervened in Palestine and Syria.
We're such good people.
We're such good people. We're the saviors. And it's like, realistically, when you look at the numbers, when you look at the bank accounts, you're like, huh, Yeah, burning diplomatic bridges is never a good answer.
Team America, World Police.
But there's also the idea of like Americans are like, you never know how strong your enemy is until you fight them. So let's fucking fight everyone. And I'm just like, damn,
Except for
man.
Vietnam.
Back
again.
World War champs.
Yeah. We should get a banner hanging up in the fucking Staples Center out here in LA. Be
So
like,
let's get
World War I to World War II champs.
So then rematch Vietnam.
Well, that's the thing is like, it's different, right? So they probably, I don't know anything about the Vietnam War, to be honest, but I imagine it very jungle-esque,
Yes.
and I don't think it's that anymore.
A lot of napalm.
I think it's
Good morning, Vietnam.
I think it's probably more urbanized, and there's skyscrapers
they
and
still got jungles.
in big cities, but there's not like, I don't even know, like was it the Congo people, like the
Congos in Africa.
people who hid in, yeah, and let's not forget about Korea. Goddamn, that shit's still going on.
There's
that shit's still tense. and
there's
weird.
that one blown up Game Boy that exists in the museum that was in the Gulf War in Korea.
Really?
Still works. Plays Tetris.
Goddamn. Japan built. But it's just one of those things. Is like, I bet you the war game has evolved for them for it's like battling and combat to where it's like once they have skyscrapers and a government, we'll just send spies and intelligence workers and we'll fight wars on that. But like, it's all kind of more or less like in the dark of like, we're not fighting in combat. We fought Vietnam. We lost Vietnam. And now they have skyscrapers. Now they have skyscrapers and a government. Let's just try and overturn the government with spies and riots and shit.
Oh, fuck.
Just food for thought. What's going on?
I'm looking at pictures and I closed my tab on accident.
Vietnam. Yeah, you can't invade that place. That doesn't look like That doesn't look like a jungle anymore.
Man is literally using a water buffalo to plow his field.
I mean, it's basically a tractor.
There's still people living in huts.
Okay.
The rural
That doesn't mean just go napalm them.
the rural areas still exist. They're always going to. Like there's
That's why
always
Sweden
gonna,
doesn't have any enemies.
There's always going to be that diversity.
What are those charts saying?
This is 2019 Vietnam urban/rural. 34% of Vietnam is urban.
So about a third.
Yes, is urban. The rest is rural jungle
Fair
people.
enough.
So yeah, if we went to war with them, it'd probably be a redux of the first one. Remix.
This is the remix to Ignition.
These are just religious affiliations. 81% of the country is not religious.
And that's the thing. That's why we
number
went to
one
war.
The number one religion is Buddhism,
That's why we went to war. They're like,
and then Roman Catholic.
we need to make all those fuckers Christian. And they're like, yeah, let's go to war for that.
Yeah, it's still a whole bunch of green
That's beautiful.
fields.
I gotta take a piss super bad.
Go ahead, pee.
Do it up.
Rural countrysides can be nice, but if in a war scenario, shit's getting torn down.
But we all have guns, so like we're not worried about shit.
Well, they have guns too. Everyone has guns now.
Exactly. So it's like, what are we worried about? Nothing.
Getting shot back. Puppy. Alec didn't close the door. Now the dog came in.
Oh, there we go. Puppy stream? Question mark.
He's a small dog. His name is Rolo. He is a poodle mix of something. There's poodle in there.
There's poodle in there somewhere. It's hidden.
Small and fluffy. Really likes cheese puffs.
You have to see my potato. If I could zoom in. Oh my goodness.
Oh, there he is.
Welcome back. How was your pee?
So good. As you've probably told, can tell by now, I'm a dog person, not a cat person. This is the good boy Rolo.
Absolutely.
I'm allergic to cats.
Me too.
But pit bulls are for sure my favorite breed. But this guy, he's a ball of fun. He just like cheese puffs. He just smells all the cheese puffs
He's
on
a
the table.
small, dumb idiot.
I love him. He
So
loves
many
me.
special guest stars.
I know. It's lit. It's lit today. It's okay. Lay down.
Maybe you should get sick more often. Or
Well-
get COVID shots more often.
Yeah, right. Just well, I'm always down to have you guys like on and talk it up and just see what's good. I feel like it is
Yeah,
like
man. I was like,
it feels like it's
I was
a
like,
talk show.
oh, he's not feeling good. I was like, man. I was like, maybe I'll just fill in. Maybe I'll
Yeah.
just be the fluff guy.
Sure.
The fluffer.
Oh, I'm a fluffer, all right.
I mean, I'm down for that. Like I said, like I love having you guys on and being able to talk to you guys. It makes it feel more, this is what I wanted from the start, It's like it feels like a community. It feels like we're just hanging out drinking. Obviously, I'm not drinking right now, but we're still just doing what me and Josh would do is like we're just drinking beer, talking, and that's it. And it's like it should be that simple.
And depending on how Wednesday goes,
Yeah, well, we'll see how I feel Tuesday, and I'm sure
I have a plan for what we're gonna do on
Yeah, we do-
Wednesday.
we do have a bit of an idea for a show.
I keep fucking stretching. I don't need to stretch.
Weird flex, but okay. I can't. Hang on. Right there.
Hey, it's a subconscious thing. That's why I'm doing it. Like when my shoulder was out for
Yeah.
fucking 2 weeks.
Yeah. I tried opening the door from the bathroom with my left hand, and I can't. I go this far, and then I just pull back. It's like, it hurts so
You
bad.
gotta stretch it.
I know. And they say all they said was move it and drink a lot of water. And it's hard to do, but,
I saw a thing on TikTok where it was like, when you,
I drink water when we have vodka. Come on.
I drink
Basically
water
the
with my
same thing.
vodka.
but it was like people saying like just got the shot, and like the administrator of it was like, take it easy, rest your arm for a few days, and then it's person fucking windmilling it in the parking lot. It's like, cause TikTok told me to keep it moving, and then like a doctor like stitched it and was like, yeah, like you should keep it moving, like
Yeah.
move the area.
Well, I mean, that's what they said, and it makes sense, right? Because you need blood flow to that area, and it's gonna have your body, the blood, and it's gonna go to the arm and heal the arm faster.
Yeah, so fucking windmill your shit.
But
It's the same concept with cupping.
oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Just get all the blood to rush to that area and go. But it's just, I'll move it. It just hurts. Could I loosen it up to where
Take an Advil
you're not allowed to?
or 3. Sure you can.
You can only take Tylenol.
take fucking 6 Tylenols then.
You can only take Tylenol because everything else is anti-inflammatory, and and the doctor said you need it to be inflamed.
Sounds like a load of bullshit.
It does. It sounds like a partnership with Tylenol, but
Just take some
it's the doctor, bro. Well, they said no acetaminophen because that's what Advil is basically.
Wrong.
What is?
Ibuprofen is Tylenol. Acetaminophen is, or ibuprofen is Advil. Acetaminophen is Tylenol.
Tylenol. Let's see.
There you
Tylenol.
go. It's just the generic terms versus.
Yep.
Tylenol and ibuprofen are both over-the-counter medicines that can be used for pain
It's
relief.
literally the first 4 words.
Yeah. But what about Advil?
It was the 5th word.
The fifth word
Yes.
is Advil,
Ibuprofen.
ibuprofen. Maybe they just have all their stock in. I love how old the Advil box looks. It looks like it's from the 50s. They just never updated it. They're like, you're
It's
in
just
pain.
It's just text.
Ibuprofen
Yeah.
is
I know my OTC drugs.
Tylenol box. Let's see it. Let's see it. Show me the money. Okay, Vaughn's show. Acetaminophen. So Tylenol is acetaminophen. It's different.
That's literally what I fucking said.
Oh, I said Advil was acetaminophen.
Yeah, and I said Tylenol is acetaminophen, Advil is ibuprofen.
Doesn't matter.
And Plant Daddy was like, yeah.
My doctor told me not to take them because they're anti-inflammatory and that's bad for the side effects.
Go Sam posted his dogs.
So, oh my God, he has dogs too?
Is that a dachshund? There's a little wiener dog.
Oh, it's a weenie dog. He looks like a little otter. He's adorable. Oh, there's so many pictures. He's sleeping. He's adorable. He's a lazy pooper.
Oh, nice 2 dogs.
I love dogs. I love your dogs. Super cute.
Well, now that you learned about OTC name brand drugs,
Shit.
do you know what OTC stands for?
No.
Over the counter.
Over the counter.
Now I know. Damn.
Spend some time in a pharmacy, man. Just read labels.
The only thing I did one time was the allergy medicine because it's like Tylenol. Fucking, what is it? Zyrtec. It's got like a generic name.
Mm-hmm. They all do.
And then Target has a generic name. It's the same exact thing, same exact measurement, and it's like $10 cheaper.
The thing I like about Target is like whenever I work in those sections that have like the off-brand, and they say comparable to literally the entire fucking brand.
That's what I do. Yeah.
It's off-brand. It says comparable. Like if it's the fucking up and up brand Dayquil, and it's always right next to the Dayquil, and it says comparable to Dayquil, and that's the exact same ingredient list. It's like I love it.
There's also, I think it was Gillette razors or Schick razors. They had released a second like kind of brand, and it was still owned by the same company, and they did the same thing. So they're like comparable to Gillette razors, and it's like 4 razors or whatever, and it's got like the smoothing aloe or whatever. And then you look at the other one, it's like $20, and the other one you're looking at is like $5, and they're like buy the cheaper brand. And then I looked it up online, and it's the same company.
They're both store brands,
They're both store
or either
brands.
or. But yeah,
But they're the same company, and they put their name on the other company, being like buy this one instead of this one. And
money.
and it's the same thing, but you still buy it from the same company. It's like they're pulling those tactics on themselves, getting everyone to believe that they're saving money, which they are saving money. But it's like they're like if you do that in the store from Target, we might as well just do it to ourselves with a different brand. But it was some razor company, and they said it's the same thing and it's cheaper. And
but we have the companies go fuck themselves because we have our own store brands competing with each other for the lower price.
that's what I'm saying is like
100% of the money still goes to us.
that's what I'm saying. That's exactly what like this Gillette or razor company did. They're like, we have to compete with ourselves. So it's like, you know how like it's like Rolls Royce or whatever is owned by like they own Toyota. So like the highest end Toyota is like basically Rolls Royce kind of components or whatever. They all have like luxury brands, but they're all owned by the same thing.
Yes.
They'll like throw them in a
Toyota and Lexus.
And
yeah,
how,
Toyota and Lexus.
how Fiat
That
owned
is, yeah.
Ferrari for a little bit.
Yeah, stuff like that. And it's like they'll advertise kind of like, remember that Super Bowl commercial where it's like Mr. Peanut and then the Kool-Aid Man, and everyone's like, what commercial is this? And it's like one company, and it's like all the brands, and it's like, yo, what the fuck? Like you just threw everything out in one commercial just to flex. It's that kind of thing where it's like, we'll compete with ourselves. You stay over there. Ugh.
How long until companies have their own private militaries? Not very long. Companies rule the fucking United States as it is. They rule the world.
Yeah, which is so funny too, because a lot of the stuff you see in the news is propaganda for Russia. They say like Russia's an oligarchy because they only have like the top businesses running the world, and it's the same exact thing in America. So you're just like, all right, bro, pot calling the kettle black. But I don't know. It's the world, man. It's just survival at this point. Like, I'm starting to realize, I'm like, shit. Everyone's just being a piece of shit to survive.
Just trying to skate by.
And I'm the one brainwashed to be a good guy. Puppy.
Come here.
Hey. He
Come
wants
here.
out.
Come here, stupid.
He wants out.
I know he does, but I want to pet him again.
There he is.
He's like, I'm so done with your propaganda.
Yeah.
Just give me snacks.
Yeah. He's like, I don't care about your goddamn human problems. I want cheese balls, and those are very good, and humans make them. So I don't give a fuck about Russia or North Korea or anything.
Well, he can't have too many, otherwise he's going to get fatter than he already is.
I know. He only had like 2.
And we way exceeded your expectation of time.
I know, and I'm ready whenever you are.
Yeah.
So I'm ready whenever you are.
All right, Plan Daddy, man, it's
I'm
been a
ready
fucking
whenever you
pleasure,
are.
bro.
Thank you, Gosan. Thank you,
Thank you,
slash
Gosan.
Lucas. I remembered your name.
Thank you,
I never
Phantom.
forget a face. Even though I haven't seen your face. But I'll never forget your name. Plant Daddy with the dab to sign us out.
Fuck yeah.
Thanks, guys, for hanging out. We'll be back on Wednesday, depending if Alec wants to drink or not. It's
Well,
on,
I'll be back, but
it's how he feels,
see if I'm
he said.
capable of drinking. As long as my arm doesn't hurt and shit and the symptoms go away, I feel like it'd be safe. But till next time, thanks for hanging out with us, guys.
Well, as soon as I figure out how my mouse works, where it is.
It's all good. Bye.
Goodbye.